here now. So I'll do like a countdown. So we are live. I just want to do a quick. On my phone. Cannot my phone. Hi, well, my mobile Wi-Fi. Internet is crazy.
Oh boy.
Hi, thank you so much for your patience. Guys, give us another 3 minutes. We need to go live on Instagram before we start.
So you can let me know where I go for that. If you don't
Yeah,
mind.
we're going to start soon. That internet is not working. Let me connect to my mobile.
Okay.
I'm live. Hello, everyone. Whoever is there, can you say hello where you're connecting with us from? I will just flash your name on the screen. If you can drop a quick message, it will be great, and we'll just flash your name as well. Thank you. If you're there, can you just drop your name, where you're connecting from? It will be nice to connect with you. And I'll display your name, by the way, if you drop a message, whether you're on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, whichever one you're connecting from. I'm still having issues trying to connect with my mobile hotspot on the other phone. I don't understand.
Internet in Africa, right?
I know.
But it's getting better, I think. So
Everything will get better. We're going to be the change agents to make everything better.
amen to that.
That's the focus. I can't deal. I really need to go live on Instagram. We keep trying. But let me not delete that. Yeah. We have 8 people on live at the moment. I don't know. Can you just tell us, are you on Instagram? I mean, are you on Twitter? Are you on Facebook? Are you on, where are you connecting with us from? It would be nice. Drop your name, drop your comment. It would be nice to read and to display your comments. I'd like to see where you're connecting with us from. Where are you connecting with us from? It will be great to know where you're connecting from. Yeah. Anyway, thank you so much. Without further ado, without wasting too much time, I'd like to introduce my guest today, which I have the honor to have on board. I'd like to connect. Actually, if I can load that phone, that would be awesome. Okay, I think I can connect. So I want to try and see if I can manually load the phone so I can connect. Alex, just give me. I'm always like 10 steps ahead of these things, just in case it goes crazy. I know. So let me try and connect and just load that phone directly and get off the mobile hotspot for this one. So I just do that in just a little bit. Hi everyone. Hi, Omobala. Okay, so we have Omobala. Where are you connecting from, Omobala? You're from Nigeria. Are you okay? You're on YouTube, right? Port Harcourt. That's Dr. Bola. from Port Harcourt. Awesome. Okay, I'm about to load the other phone. Yay, yay, yay. Okay, it's gonna work. At least now I'm going to go live. Yes. So let's see. So when that works, I just get off the Wi-Fi. And now the bank internet. Okay, that works. Yeah. Okay. Thank God for the team. Thank you, Bola, for joining us from Port Harcourt. Hi, Wale Ade from Brampton, Canada. I'm sure that's your connect.
Yeah. Hey, Wale.
That is
Yeah.
connect.
One of my good buddies. Yeah.
Wale, how you doing? Actually, it's one of your mentees. Can change it over to yes. So we're gonna go live now on Instagram. Finally. Oh, I hate
there we
this. I know. Can be so upsetting.
Fine. So yeah, let me know where to go, and I'll just join on.
Yes,
So
he's gonna connect now. So just give me a sec. I need to change this. So guys, it's internet connectivity, Africa, the whole 9 yards. Once we start, we have started. So you're here for a treat. Don't go like this. I want to do something.
oh boy, no pressure.
No pressure. We're talking to an agile coach from the Francophone region. So it's gonna be it's going to oui, merci, monsieur. I can't wait. Oui, un peu, très, un peu. Don't go live yet. I just want to copy something that I can put with. Okay. Can you show me, take it to Telegram, I need Telegram. I need to copy something that I can paste. Okay. Finally, in 1 minute, we're live on YouTube, we're live on Instagram, we're live everywhere. Don't mind the internet, but we have circumvented the internet. It can't mess us up anymore. Okay, almost there. In a little bit. Okay. Now, save messages. Whew, this is intense. What pressure? Why won't we just get things to work? I don't understand. I thought it's connected. What's going on? Take it off. Let me just send it from Nancy. Go back to Telegram, please. Send the message. I don't know why it's not going on. No. What? It's already connected to internet. So let's go live on Instagram, please. Just turn on both scene. I don't know. No. It's connected now. Thank God. Oh God. When you want something to work, it gives you headache. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Yeah, can we go live now? Wow, 10 minutes. Well, finally. Alex, we're live. So we're gonna start. Come on, finally. I'm so sorry, everyone. We all know what's going on with Africa, so it's not as if it's a new gist. Yeah. I sincerely apologize. It's nothing intended. We all know what the drill is. Okay, so thank you so much. You can connect with me on Instagram now. We're live on all channels. Hi, Wale. Thank you for your comments. So appreciate that. Seriously appreciate it. Thank you, everybody, for your patience. It is highly appreciated. Hi, Mary. This was the first person I went live with on Let's Talk Agile. Employ agility. That's Mary Ladney. Thank you for joining us. And she's joining from United States in Kent. Can you request to come in live on Instagram?
Yes,
I'm
I
live
am
now.
right now.
Please close the headphone. Plug the
Request.
headphone and mute
Yeah,
it.
yeah, it's all good. So I
Awesome.
requested already. You should have something in there.
Finally.
Got it?
Finally.
There we go.
Oh, internet is crazy. Anyway, so much. Thank you, Alex.
Yep. Yeah.
Your
Just
headphone.
cutting off. Yeah, it's all good. Just setting it up properly on my side.
Okay.
It's gonna get better. It's gonna get better. There we go. Perfect.
There's still an interference. Is the Bluetooth connected to the mobile?
Yes, it is.
Mute the audio. Reduce the audio.
I did already.
Maybe it's too close to the speakers. Do you want to adjust it a little bit?
Sorry about that.
Sorry, guys.
Really sorry about that. I tried to do that, but
we're going to give it a roll. Please, thank you for your patience. Means everything. Yeah.
Looks like I'm trying again. Should be good.
Yeah, you came out.
And I'm on mute too, so I think it's good this time. Let me know how it goes.
Yes.
Better?
Yes. No interference.
Awesome. Great. So let's do it.
It's still echoing. Anyway, thank you so much, by the way, for being part of this. It's a blast. I sincerely appreciate you offering to join me on Let's Talk Agile on those stories. Stories we often rarely share because we're always in a professional setting. So we just want to let people know that it's. Are you okay now, Alex?
Looks like it's still echoing on the phone, so I'm not sure it's gonna work there. But yeah.
I really hope it works. We have 4 people. If you still want to join us, you can ride over to Facebook, to LEARNTOR Facebook. There's a lot of interference. It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't think my Insta is gonna work, guys. Sorry about that. So, yeah.
Anyway,
Bummer. No worries. Let's go.
I see you accept requesting again. We'll get on with. If you'd like to join us on the live stream, it's even more interactive, guys. You can join us on Facebook, on Twitter, on just go LEARNTOR on Facebook and on Twitter, and you'll be able to find us there. Yeah, please join us. It would be nice to have you on there, and it's actually more interactive on YouTube, on Facebook, and on Instagram. Thank you so much, Alex. I really appreciate you availing the time to be part of this experience. I maintain my life. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. Please join us on Facebook. I'll leave my live broadcast on Instagram. I'll tell everybody to join us on YouTube, Facebook, and you'll find us there. You can be part of the conversation, and it's more interactive on there. Anyway, you can see my face here. Yeah. Thank you, Warrior Art Festival. I appreciate you guys being part of this. Thank you so much. Means everything to me that you're here. I've been having a lot of women come in. Anyway, that's where my pain point is, having conversations with professionals in their field of endeavors. And today, I have somebody else that is equally incredible. His name is Alexandra, or Alex Gbaguidi. I hope I said that correctly.
It's Gbaguidi.
Gbaguidi. It's merci beaucoup, merci beaucoup. Okay, Alexandra is an agnostic agilist based in Montreal, Canada. He's passionate about continuous improvement with 20 years in IT consulting experience. He started his career in project management 10 years ago. He has 6 years plus as an agile professional. During these years, he got the opportunity to act as a product owner, Scrum Master, and Agile Coach. He's combined to his field of experience. He's acquired multiple certifications. He's on the road to becoming a PST. It means Professional Scrum Trainer. He's on that journey. So he's gathered a lot of certification, and he's passionate about Africa. He's passionate about making sure he bridges the skill gap for Africans. And you can learn so much, so much from him. And I hope that our story, that as we share the stories, it actually gets to impact you positively. It's important. It's not just us talking, but it's to add value, some type of light, and illuminate our minds to think differently. So thank you so much. Welcome to Let's Talk Agile with LEARNTOR. And you all know him, so don't worry about me. I'm okay. After taking your time for like 15 minutes, sorry about that. Don't worry about me. So thank you so much. I'd like to start the first question. How did your journey as an agilist start? Where did it start from? If you don't mind sharing.
Yeah, so my journey as an agilist started, I would say, around 6 years ago. I made the switch to the Agile Mindset. I started as a project manager in that field. It was a good experience. It was a great starting point to be a project manager and work on IT projects and technological projects. But I quickly noticed that a lot of those projects were starting the wrong way. That's just my opinion. The first time I heard someone tell me, "Oh, your estimates are wrong," I mean, it's an estimate, right? I cannot predict the future, and there is a lot of that in project management. We always try to give the better prediction and the better idea to our stakeholders on how we're going to deliver the project. And that was kind of frustrating, that experience as a project manager. So I had to find another way, a better way to succeed and help my team succeed in our projects. That's how I started researching on what Agile is and different ways of delivering projects and building products. That's how I came up with Kanban, one of the ways that I started with Kanban, and slowly get into Scrum a few years back, around 4 or 5 years ago. So yeah, the journey started in project management overall, so traditional project management, and I slowly transitioned to the Agile Mindset to better deliver faster, and also learn during that process of delivery of the projects and the products I was involved in.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, it's a bit, can I ask if you'd like to join us? It's more collaborative and more participatory on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, you can join us on those channels if you'd like to be part of the conversation. I will get to display your name anyway, so it's not a bad join. Please join us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Just go LEARNTOR, you find it. Only Twitter is LEARNTOR me. Thank you so much. So can I ask you, what is Agile all about? What can we tell someone that is just new to this sector and they just want Agile really all about?
A lot of people think that Agile is about IT projects or software delivery. I think it goes beyond that. Agile is first the mindset. Agile is about being able to experiment, learn, and do better. I think Agile is about the people, not just the processes. It's about delivering value to people expecting for something, a product, a service. Agile is about an ability of a team, of an organization to adjust to the factors, to adjust to the environment. That's what Agile is all about. It's not just about building software. Yes, it helps. It's the mindset helps building better software over time, but it starts with the people and the right culture, the right environment to do that. So that's for me what Agile is about: continuous delivery, continuous improvement, continuous learning process to do that essentially. So hope it helps.
Thank you so much. You started your journey. You've been in the IT space for 20 years, like you said, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What was your journey like, and how difficult was it for you transitioning? I mean, coming from Africa, because I reckon you lived in Africa before you migrated. And by the way, Alex is from Benin. Benin. He is my francophone brother. Mm-hmm. Aha, merci beaucoup. So, from Benin. So, can you tell us about your experience transitioning your career to becoming an agilist?
Oh, long story short. So yeah, like you mentioned, my family is from Benin, but I was born and raised in another country called Senegal. So I'm kind of in the middle of those two. Always visiting Benin and Senegal. My parents are still in Senegal, that I salute actually. But I'm really attached to my African heritage and my African background. I grew up in Africa. I love Africa, and I want this continent to grow and get to the next level. I think there's a lot of talent in Africa that is not really, how can I say this? There is hidden, a lot of the talent is hidden. There's a lot of geniuses that are not known. There's a lot of great companies here in Africa, startups. I've seen a few actually, but I think people like you need to be pushed forward so that you guys can inspire other entrepreneurs and the next generation of agilists and leaders. So we need that. I had to mention it. But to answer your question, I actually, yes, started in Senegal in telecommunication, early 2000s. What I was doing there is, as a telecommunication specialist, I worked for the operator in Senegal for 5 years. It was really technical as a work. It was a great experience, a great opportunity to start in the IT field, in technical field. But it was just a start, right? I really wanted to touch on more on the human side. I think it fits more with my personality. I wanted to be closer to people than machines. Yes, we need the machines, but there are always someone operating the machine. So that's how I moved to Canada to study. So I arrived in Canada in end of 2007. Did a master's degree in business intelligence. I graduated in 2009 and worked a little bit in the field. So I've been able to learn about data analysis. I know you're really a fan of that. So I've been eating data a lot during a few years, and I ended up being a project manager on business intelligence projects back in Canada. So I moved around a little bit in Canada. I lived in Montreal. I lived in Calgary on the English part of Canada. That's where actually I practice my English, because French is my first language. So if you hear a little Franglish accent, that's where it's coming from.
Thank you so much. That was a good insight. Can I ask, are you single, married? Because these are untold stories. We're trying to make it married, single, children.
No, I'm not married, but I have someone in my life, someone special in my life right now. So really happy with
her. Oh, very nice, very nice. I'm happy for her. Yeah, I'm happy for her. Okay, so can I ask, what was the next question I wanted to ask? Because this is going to be random. I'm going to be taking questions. Please, if you're on Instagram, you don't want to miss the conversation, please head over Twitter, Facebook, or YouTube. Actually, head over Twitter. Twitter, Lentor me on Facebook, Lentor, and on YouTube, Lentor, so that we can display your name. I've displayed a few names. You've seen some of your friends here, Alex.
Oh, really? Oh, there you go. Hey, Fabian.
From Quebec. There's somebody else from Paris. I'm sure that's your connection.
That's actually massive.
Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us.
Yeah.
So,
awesome.
Now, you said you're married. What has been the greatest challenge for you, either in the course of you taking certification, in the course of you learning about agility, in the course of you actually adapting the agile way of working to whatever you do? What has been your greatest challenge? What would you say it is?
So first of all, I'm not married yet. I have someone in my life, but I'm not married. But the greatest challenge have been to learn and transition. It's the shift of mindset, going from planning, trying to plan everything, because it's the first reflex as a project manager. You want to plan.
The network is so bad on your end, yeah?
Really?
Can I ask you, are you connected both to your mobile and your internet Wi-Fi? Because you need to disconnect one of them. They are conflicting.
Really?
Yeah, if you check, if you're on the Wi-Fi, disconnect the mobile internet connectivity, or you're just on the Wi-Fi. Okay.
Just on the Wi-Fi, and that's my only laptop I have here. I was actually live on another one.
It's breaking. It's breaking.
Oh,
yeah.
Is it breaking?
Pardon?
Is it still breaking?
Much better now. What did you do?
I stopped actually it was a streaming I was doing actually, but yeah, all good. Should be better now. I was making sure it's stable, but good. We back?
Okay, awesome. So back to the question. What has been the greatest challenge that you had to?
One of the biggest challenge I had was to transition from the plan-driven mindset and having to get into all the details and trying to go to talking to everybody and having all the grounds covered before you jump in action and start building something. As a project manager, that was a big challenge. Instead of just going from where you are based on what you know and building from there and starting to create value from there. It's not always easy. And even working with managers, now that I'm a coach, working with managers and project managers, helping them transition and having that fear of losing control, it's not easy for people. So that's one of them, one of the challenges I faced. I don't know if it answers your question.
And so that would speak to the same issue of Africans as Nigerians, or whether you're Beninua, Senegal, you're Togolese, you're Ghanaian. The reason why Agile is actually struggled in Africa is purely based on the fact that the hierarchical structure losing control, because that's what Agile comes to disrupt, creating I love the way Gloria said it last week, a flat line where everybody is operating. You're not the MD, the ED, the this one, the that one. You're part of the team, which we really struggle with. So that's a good insight to know. You mentioned something to me that you're the first Black to qualify something. I'd like you to speak to that.
Really? So I had a chance recently to join the instructors for Disciplined Agile. So I don't know if you're aware, PMI acquired a company called Disciplined Agile in Alberta recently. It was back in 2009, and right now in the world there are only around 100 instructors for Disciplined Agile, and I happen to be one of them. So really honored to be part of that. It's a great opportunity to share that toolkit. I think it's a great toolkit with a lot of insights and options to go with. When depending on your context as an agile team, you can adapt and find the best way of working that fits in your reality. So yeah, happy to be one of them. It was a tough process to get to the instructor level, and I still have a lot to learn, but just at the point where I want to share with the agile community, especially in Africa. Why not? So eventually we'll start doing courses here. So,
in case you're not very clear, what he's saying is the first Black instructor for like over 100 and something across the world that is qualified to become an instructor, and is one of those change makers that is going to disrupt this sector, literally change the game for a lot of us. So that's a huge deal. It's like, for instance, Louisa said to us the last time she was here, said she became the very first Black woman to become a Scrum Alliance coach, instructor. So it's a big deal, because I know these are some challenges that are befalling us: the lack of information, not knowing what to do, the entry cap. So he said, interesting, Alex. Let me put that up. That's from Bola. Say interesting. Beginning from Alex. Interesting beginning from Alex. I would like to know why you narrowed down on project management since you studied business intelligence. Beautiful question.
It is a great question, actually. Thank you for that one, Oyebola. Why? I love project management because it's so broad. It touches so many knowledge areas. I consider myself as a generalizing specialist, I would say. So touching to HR, the risks, the scheduling, I won't go over all the knowledge areas, but all the aspects that you have to cover as a project manager. I wanted to know a little bit about all of those. So I think project management just made sense for me as an avenue. Versus being a business intelligence consultant or being a BI analyst, you work on your data warehouses, your dashboards, or reports. You analyze the data, you pull the information out of it, and you do all the processing, and then you transfer it to someone who is going to use that information to make decisions. That's great, that's awesome, but I wanted a little bit more than that. And working on BI projects, building warehouses, talking to the stakeholders, and seeing all the parts and all the impact that every project is going to have, that's something that drove me a bit more than just working on one part of the puzzle. Having a big picture on projects, that's what I love. So that's why the project management part. I hope that answers your question.
I'm sure he does. But Dr. Bola, does he answer your question? Does anybody else have a question for Alex? What would you like to know? Is it with regards to his journey of taking certification? Is it anything personal? Is it something that he can relate with you? Maybe you're struggling that he can answer. I'm happy for you to share any of your questions, and we're happy to listen to you at the end of the day. So it's just a conversation. It's an untold story for you to know that nothing was cast in stone. We had to work, we had to grind, we had to pay and sacrifice for us to get where we have gotten to. So, and you too, you can do it. There is nothing holding you back. You can. But if you have any questions specifically to his journey, he's on a journey right now to becoming probably another one of the Black. I don't know if we have a lot.
No, there are a few. Whoa. No. There are a few PSTs, Black or not. There are a few. I know one, for example, in Montreal, a guy from AET, great guy. And also even for Disciplined Agile in my class for instructors, there was another lady from Kenya who was there. So we were two in that class as Africans. So there is a movement. Things are moving in the right direction. I'm really, really proud to be one of.
You forgot to mention me.
And you who will be a PST pretty soon. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And by the way, guys, if you don't know, Mercy is working really, really hard to become a PST. I'm honored to be on her side, and I can see all the effort she's making. So I know you'll get there. So keep it up, really.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So can I just ask, do we have any questions specifically for Alex? Do you have any questions for him that you want to know, maybe about his career, maybe career opportunities in? Would you like to speak to career opportunities in Canada, even in Africa? Because the truth of the matter, there are a lot of organizations setting up here in Africa, and they are looking for Scrum Masters, looking for people with business intelligence acumen. They're recruiting project managers, they're recruiting business analysts, but most of it, they are always asking for someone that understands Agile and how to adapt it to a project. So can you speak to that for Africa, for Canada?
Yeah. So when I started my career in Canada, I would say back in 2010. For me as an immigrant, it was a journey, because the work culture in Africa that I was used to versus the one in North America, two different worlds. So I had to learn the different language, the codes, the attitude, the way you talk to your boss, not the same. Like it's really an adaptation you have to go through. So you have to once again, inspect and adapt, right? But it was I wouldn't change anything. It was a great experience. It's that what made me the agilist I am today. To have seen some behavior in the work environment in Africa and in North America, having those, and even in part of Canada, like on the west side, like in Calgary when I was working in Calgary versus in Quebec. One speaks English, the other speak French, like two different cultures. It's the same country. So all those little, I think traveling a little bit in the country and being from Africa helped me having a different perspective and using different tools in my toolbox. But in terms of career opportunities, there is a lot in the Agile industry. There's a lot of things happening in Canada, especially in Quebec, where I am right now. There's a lot of work in IT, especially. Because the population is getting older and a lot of people are retiring, so there are new opportunities coming on the market. Plus, new companies are starting. A lot of startups are in there in Canada, so I'm getting poked by headhunters a lot of time every week. So I think there is a lot of work for people who are thinking about coming to Canada. But in Africa, I'm seeing a pattern. I'm seeing a lot of disruptors starting. I was watching a video about a company called GoZem based in Togo. It's actually the Uber version of, if you guys know Africa, but we have taxi, so the motorcycle taxis. They built an app so you can reserve your motor taxi. It's like the Uber app, but for motor taxis. And it's an African company who did that. So we need more of those companies innovating and seeing problems, seeing opportunities, and building great products to answer to those matters. That's just mind-blowing, and it's just inspiring. So I think, like you said, there's a lot happening. Agility is just starting, I think, on the African continent. There is a lot happening, and hopefully with PSTs and great Agile leaders like you, we'll get more of that.
Thank you very much, because I'd like to say this, in my word: preparation plus opportunity is an equation for success. So this is the time for us to be ready. This is the time for us to be prepared to take hold of the opportunity that is actually presenting itself before us. It's very key. The opportunities lurking in Africa, because a lot of businesses, they've suffered too many losses. They are in over their heads of how to actually scale their businesses. The lack of structure, the lack of the right mindset, being agilist, has actually impeded them. So there's a question for you here by San Bali. Okay, so which advice have you learned, I'm sure, in Agile, and you can give to someone who wants to start in project management? And that's a beautiful question.
That's a good one. Thank you, Sandy. So for someone starting in project management, I would say project management, and I'm talking traditional project management versus the Agile ways of work. Start by understanding well what a project is versus a product. A lot of project managers don't understand the difference. A project has a beginning and an end. The product will live and evolve over time, right? So if you're dealing with a product, you will not have a complete backlog that doesn't exist. there is no such thing as a complete backlog for a product. You'll have an idea of what your product, you want your product to be today. In 3 months, your product's going to be different. So your backlog is going to evolve. Versus your plan, it's going to be fixed with a scope that is clear. You know, you have a timeline, you have a budget, everything. So those basics, I would say, just to summarize, think about the iron triangle, right? Your time, your schedule, and your budget. So those things are not the same in plan-driven project management versus the agile way. So just look into those, understand well how the triangle works, and I think that will help you as a project manager starting in this field.
Indeed. Understand that there's a difference between a project and a product. A project has a timeline. It has an expiration time, but a product doesn't. So once you understand those, you put things in context for you. So this is very important to note. Yeah. So you have another question from Grace Johnson. Maybe you want to read it.
What, in your opinion, can Africa do to revolutionize its workspace to embrace agility? Ooh, that's a very good one.
A very good one.
You know what? And this is why, even if I'm based in Canada now, I'm always coming back often in Africa just to stay connected and connected to the reality of the workspace here on the continent. I see the cultural challenge to be in there. I see the way people are attached to the titles. You were mentioning it, I think, in a recent talk. You know, people love their titles. So going from that to a team that is self-organized, that is value-driven, having to really work on real metrics and what really matters to measure, not just velocity, right? So those little things would make a big difference. But in the workspace, first, I would say more open-minded leaders. What I mean by that is leaders who are curious and not just there to command and control their people. I think we need more leaders who are going to empower their team and empower their people than someone who's going to hire smart people and tell them what to do. I think if you hire smart people, it's because you want them to bring value, bring something extra to your company. So you brought them in the company because they have something in here. So use that, ask them, consult them, use that common knowledge in the team. I don't know. I mean, I worked here in Africa, so I haven't really experienced that when I was working in Africa, that, using the collective knowledge of the team. We need to start doing that more, especially on innovative projects, complex projects where we know only so much. Use the common knowledge of the team and go from there. Train those leaders. Management 3.0 is awesome for leaders, managers who have the agile mindset or want to transition towards that. So I think we need more of that in Africa. Great leaders and inspiring ones.
Indeed, I couldn't agree with you any less. The truth of the matter is, for Africa to move forward, we have to start from the top to the bottom. It's not the other way around. Where the MD says, go learn Agile, come and do it. Then there's still bottleneck. There is still the hierarchical structure. There is still the telling the team what to do. There is still the micromanagement of the team and not making them self-organized. That equally poses a major problem to the growth and development of agility for African and for their businesses. If a lot of leaders know that me adopting the agile way of working would actually save me a lot of money, they would do that. Rather than, my pastor would say, what is the big deal having a title that doesn't mean anything? So,
if I may add real quick, I think, the top down is one way. There are people also on the bottom up side that can do stuff, that can do great stuff. So there are always leaders, I believe, in intrapreneurship, people in the teams who are just inspiring their peers, and that happens and that blooms in the company, right? So it really happens both ways, and it just makes a big. You just see when you're in an agile company or an agile-like company, you feel the difference. People are happy to go to work. They see value, and it's really great. So
I totally agree with you, but even when it's coming from bottom up, it still has to do with someone within that team that has influence of implementation of the agile way of working. So it's still coming from the top to get to the bottom. So over time, it will spread across the organization like a wildfire. So spot on that. So Grace has a second question, and Sandy, I'll take your question shortly. She said, what sector in Africa do you think should immediately transit to agile?
I would start by saying that we need more coders in Africa. It's weird to say, but yeah, we do. Software is everywhere now, everywhere. Fridge, your car, like name it. Tell me where software is not today. So I see a lot of growth in software in Africa. So software development, definitely. Agile, like I mentioned earlier, is not just about IT and software development. I see other fields where we can bring agility. Oh, can you hear me?
Alex?
Yes.
I'm sure it's network.
Your image
Sorry, can you confirm you can see and you can hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. Yes. Can you see me?
If you can confirm, I'll be so grateful.
Yes, I can.
You can see and you can hear me.
Yes.
I think we lost Alex there.
Oh, boy. Can you hear me? Mercy?
Can you hear me?
All right. Can you hear me now?
I don't know what happened.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we go through now.
Okay. I don't know what happened either. I
lost you on your network, then my network caved in. It's Africa.
Right.
This is part of the question that she's asked.
I was going to say that. So first, telecommunication, please. So I saw
the first sector that needs to immediately transit to agility.
Yes, telecommunications. Please, we need better internet in Africa. This is crazy. It's the 21st century. Come on, guys. Like, what is this? So we won't have great software if we don't have great networks, great telecommunications. So absolutely. See, that's what I was saying. Technology, even in the medical sector, there is place for agility. I've seen it elsewhere. We need people to be healthy. I can see agility in the medical sector too. That's my forecast for Africa. What do you think? I want to see your opinion. I want to have your opinion, Mercy, on this one.
And I'd like to hear your opinion. All the 17 people watching us from Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Sure.
What do you think? Do you agree with us that telecommunication, it's actually the dependency associated to growth Africa is heavily dependent on telecommunication? Because if you don't have internet, the basic thing that should work for you to communicate, to be able to scale, if it doesn't work, how do you perform? I've resorted to using my mobile internet. I've taken off my Wi-Fi. I'm on a fiber optic at in the office. I've got 4 SIM cards just because of internet connectivity. I had to load one in a rush. It's still not working till now. It's just crazy.
Yeah. And not even mentioning the energy problem, right? The power outages in some countries. So like, you don't have power, you don't have a stable internet. Like, how are you going to build and stabilize and build something? Like that's an extra impediment if we're talking in Scrum terms. But
it's not an extra, it's a humongous impediment. But one thing that I love that I think is very apt to say and to note is the fact that Africans were so resilient.
Resilient,
Despite the connectivity problem, despite the internet problem, despite all of these shenanigans, we are unfazed. We are still pushing through. We're still grinding to making sure we become relevant. It's not easy. People burning candle in the night to take certification. There's no light. You're not connecting. I wanted to take my PSM I exam last week. I got thrown off. No thanks to telecommunication. It's a big problem. We have another question.
Sure.
So from Sand Bay, he says, last question, how is the market of agility fluctuates nowadays with the impact of COVID-19 or is it an area of void from
an area to avoid from sanitary? Okay. If I understand well the question, yes, COVID-19 impacted the agility world. For example, I was in a contract as a Scrum Master when these things happened. And to go from being in front of my people and having daily, like the stand-ups, the daily Scrum meetings in the same room, going from that to having virtual daily Scrums now. So this thing changed the reality of this industry. But on the other side, on the training side, for example, having the option and more options to train online, it opens our profession to better opportunities too. And I can train more people around the world now that we are more remote and you have those type of opportunities. So I'm not sure if I answered your question, Sandy, but I think there is, yes, it's hard. Yes, it's not easy to, be away and be far. The distancing is there, but we can still find ways to connect even in this time of crisis. So.
Thank you. Okay, Bola has something else to say. She says we need for leaders who are going to empower their team and the people, and that's the reality, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's the only way for Agile to work in Africa. That's the only secret. That's the only juice. When it's more people focused, when it's more about the people, when it's not so much about an individual. I mean, take for instance, I like the analogy that somebody shared recently and said, we hire the best of the brains, we go through the interview process and recruit the best of the best for them to compete in this sector. And only when they're coming into the organization, we are now telling them, go this way, go that way, create this. So the ability for creativity, we shut it down right there, even before they take off. So how do you excel in such an organization? How do you scale in such an environment? And this is very critical. So there's a lot to be done. We all need all hands on deck. We need to all upskill. We need to learn about the Agile way of working. Can I ask you this question? When they say, don't do Agile, be Agile. Can you speak to that?
Yeah, I definitely can. It's actually linked to a pain point I'm going through with one of my current clients. A lot of companies think that Agile is all about Scrum, Kanban, Safe, whatever way of doing Agile. So the way of doing Agile is kind of the easy part of agility. But being Agile is the tricky part because it's all about the mindset and focusing on the right things. If you heard about the Agile Manifesto, for example, it says individuals and interactions over processes and tools. A lot of managers don't like to hear that. They're attached to their processes, right? So being Agile is really focusing your energy and your effort on the right things. That doesn't mean that I don't want and I don't like the process and tools. We need that, but start with the people. You'll see that the process and tools will get better and better. So the two aspects, it's like the two parts of the brain, right? You want to use the two parts of your brain to deliver value and do great things. So That's my definition of what doing and being agile is about.
I mean, you couldn't have said it more aptly. So a lot of us, when we go to an organization, because they do daily stand-up, which is what you're speaking,
Yeah,
we think
exactly.
we are agile. No. The real work of agility, it's you doing the agile. It's not the process of saying, I pick the ceremony, I am having stand-up, I'm having a retro, I'm having a Kanban board, just like I have right now in my office, or because I have this displayed on a wall, beautifully decorated, it means that's an agile team. Absolutely not.
It's funny. It made me think about one day I was starting a contract in the company, and they said, "Yeah, we're agile. We've been doing it for years. We got this. We're agile." And when I asked, "Okay, how do you know we are agile?" They're like, "Yeah, we're doing daily stand-ups, and we have all these whiteboards. We're agile." What are you talking about, Alex? So that's their definition of being agile. It's doing the thing. But okay, what's happening? How do you really know? That's not an easy question to ask. So yeah.
Just know that agile is coming from here. Yeah. I love the way Louisa said it. For you to go into the agile space, you have to love people.
Absolutely.
You have to love people because it forces you to interact. It forces you to have conversation that ordinarily you don't want to have with people. It forces collaboration, which is not the way we know. The way we know is mercy, get me that pen. Mercy, I need this done. It's not about mercy. How do we get this done? How do we do this together? It's not about that. So, and that's one of the things that having the agile mindset, the heart set. I say the heart set now. It's not such the mindset, but from here, it drives every single thing that you need to do. It fosters collaboration. It makes you understand that your customer is important, so you need to hear everyone out. It forces you, which is what we do every day. We are always experimenting. But it's just that we've not understood that that's us being agile by default, because we test, it doesn't work, we try something else. So that's something to take note. There's a difference between you being an agilist and you doing agile. Just picking some of the ceremonies, maybe from the principle you adopted. No, you have to have the mindset of an agilist, which means loving people. I will never forget what Lizzie said, Maurice. He said, find your value factor. It's very critical as an agilist. What drives you? What impact you want to make? Just find it. So anyway, I don't know if there's any more questions. Okay, Bai says yes, thank you. And thank you, Alex. Says Bola says you're absolutely correct. All sector, in my opinion, needs to transit to agility. Definitely. That is the given. It's non-negotiable. None.
Especially in Africa, where we need to keep things lean. So, and we need to adapt quickly because the things around us are changing and evolving at a fast pace. So yeah, we have to be agile if we want to keep up with the pace.
So I'd like to see, is there any more question for Alex? Is there any more questions? Somebody asked me a question today and sent me a message and says, he said to me, oh, Mercy, I'm trying to relocate abroad and I'm trying to get some certification that can help my relocation process. Because, you know, Africans were very stuck up on certification. Oh, I'm a PhD holder, even if he's an honorary doctor. I'm a certified engineer. Even if and when you get to Canada and they score you based on their IELTS and you score 0.000 and your certificate does not mean rubbish. I mean, just means rubbish. So we are so caught up with certification. What advice would you have for people that have the mindset of relocating, and what possible preparation can they actually put into place for them to adapt?
You know what? That question is dear to my heart. Been there, done that. This is what I'm gonna say to every African who is planning to move to North America, not just Canada. Yes, I'm in Canada, but I'm saying in general in North America. What they care about in North America is not the paper you got. Yes, in Africa we love the paper and the diploma and all the certificates. Yeah, I have this thing. Okay, fine. But what can you do with your 10 fingers? That's what they care about. Show them what you got, not the blah blah and all the talk. Walk the walk. That's what they're about. Yes, I accumulated a few certifications, fine, whatever. But what I've learned on the field, that's where the real value is. You can read about the daily scrum and the sprint review and the sprint retro and get your PSM 1 or 2, fine. Now go in front of a team and facilitate a daily scrum or facilitate a scrum event. Try to do that, you'll see. With tough people who are challenging you and like, yeah, that's not how you do it. Like, you know what I mean? So it's a process. So focus more on the doing aspect, on the real skills and the competencies than the paper. Get the paper after just to go with it with the theoretical aspect, but spend time on hands-on stuff. That's my take on this.
Honestly, you couldn't have said it better. You see, the disconnect with us Africans is because we feel I'm intelligent. I can read, I can pass the exam. But we will never when I was in the UK, when I was working with Carphone Warehouse, I'll never forget. My manager did not finish primary 6.
See? There you go. Yeah. I mean, and I've seen a lot of inspiring managers like that who are super smart, super competent. You ask them what type of diploma they have, they stopped in secondaries. I don't know. But they know this thing inside out better than anybody. So, see?
But at the end of the day, I want people to know that it's not so much about certification, because a lot of people say, come and take certification. Take 2 days in Scrum Master, you're professional. It won't get you the job. I can assure you this. Because I have mentees that I've mentored, that have gotten certification, especially in the UK. And at the end of it, they got a job, they got fired within a month of them securing the role. Because it's not enough about talking the talk. So they had gotten fired before they came to me, because I now needed to take them through how to practicalize all the things that they need to do. How do you communicate with your team? What tools can you use? What processes can you set in place? How can you educate your team? How can you stand out from the crowd? What can you do differently? This is where it is so important. And that's the disconnect African. It's not enough to say, I want to have a PSM 1 certification. I want to have whatever certification from here, from there, from there. I'm not speaking to any certification. What you need the most is hands-on practical learning. Honestly, I'd like to say this, Alex. I mean, bit of digression. My 3-month Agile digital transformation training that I have my current people going through, and some of them are on call at the moment. You see, they keep saying, I can't wait to get to the practical experience of it, where we can experiment what we are learning. Learning theoretically and doing practically are 2 separate things. I want us to take note. Please, do we have any more questions before we close the call today? Okay, I love what Frankie said. Frankie says, Agile is also the ability to adapt. Yeah. That's it. It's the empiricism of agility.
Absolutely.
That's it.
It's great to have, the certifications and all the knowledge it's one thing, but the hands-on experience and the practical experience, nothing's going to replace that. Yes, in the field, HR people like to see the certification and the badge you want to have on your resume, but nothing will ever replace the real life experiences you can get. So try to get there, and don't be afraid to start lower in the chain, because I had to do it. I had to start lower in the process and not wanting to start as a manager from the get-go. Take the time to learn even as a team member first before you get to at the other level. So just another suggestion for people starting in this.
Any more questions? Can I just ask, for the 12 people that are on call, what is your key takeaway from this conversation? Let's do a quick round robin. It's part of Agile. We need feedback. They say feedback is breakfast of champions. What are your key takeaway from the conversation today? Oh, thank you, Sandpai. Okay. In summary, can we say that Agile is like flexibility, controlled efficiency? What do you have to say to that?
Oh boy. There is definitely flexibility involved in Agile. I'm not sure about the controlled efficiency. The word that is bugging me is the controlled world there.
Exactly.
Yeah. but yeah, the flexibility is there, the ability to pivot, to take a step back, to inspect and adapt accordingly and accordingly to the environments. That's more what Agile is about. But yeah, let's forget about the control. Yes, you're gonna measure to make sure that you're progressing in the right direction. But yeah, that's that's it.
I totally agree with you. In the Agile space, in the Agile environment, you're not controlling anybody. That's
you
why
think,
they call
you think you are. You think you are sometimes. You think you are.
Anyway, the person that is always conflicted, not knowing where to draw the boundaries, oftentimes is usually the product owner. And that usually causes a bit of a conflict within a team because of not clarity. Because some product owner are seconded from the organization to oversee what the team is doing. So because you come from that context, you feel you are the boss because you're directly communicating with the client. You're directly being the one taking requirements from the client. So it makes you sometimes feel and getting the wrong idea or perception that, yes, they report to me. No, you are part of the development team, the product owner, the scrum master, the business analyst, whatever role that you play, you are all part, is a flat line. Flat line. Because they need to self-organize, they need to work, they need to be able to say this is what we can do. They have to plan their work and be able to scale. I like what Bola said. Bola said, Bola Mercy always been preaching hands-on of Agile. This is really an affirmation. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. But I want to do, yeah, go on, Alex.
No,
go
I was just gonna add to what you just mentioned. That is awesome, and I'll just say, make sure you're bringing value to your customers. Are you making a difference in your customer's life? And your customer doesn't have to be someone who buys something from you. It can be an internal customer in your company, someone in another department waiting for you to deliver a document, a new piece of software, whatever it is. But make sure that you're making a difference in those people. Bringing value is also part of agility.
I mean, I love what you said right there, that your customer is not just your external customers. Your customers are equally your internal customers. Because remember, safety, where they can express themselves and be able to share freely without fear of being judged or not being able to express their creativity. So we need to take note of that. So I want to get I like this. Grace Johnson. She's one of my students, by the way, which I'm so proud of. She makes me so proud. Say thank you for your emphasis on Anson experience. Africa is rising. We are part of the rising star. We are all part of the story. It will not be complete. Africa's story will not be complete without all of us. We have a role to play. It's going to be one agilist at a time, one journey at a time. One person's life transforming at a time. So we have nothing to worry about. We have an uphill battle, no doubt. We have to deal with poor telecommunication. We have to deal with light. I'm still not connected on my fiber optic. It's supposed to be a fiber optic. Let me use my quote sign. But at the end of the day, it ain't working. So what can I do? I have to adapt. This is just Agile. Reality. There was no fiber optic internet. I delayed you guys for a little bit. We experimented. I had to buy internet on the other phone. Experimented. I had to sort my laptop internet out. Experimented. That's the mindset. the willingness to adapt to any challenges that confronts you, and know that it's okay to fail. It was okay that the internet did not connect. It's okay. But what do you do about it? What lessons can you learn? What difference can you make? That is something we all need to take note of. It's very, very critical. It's very important. Okay, so, thank you so much, Sandy, Franca, Bola, for all your feedback. But I wanted to hear more people. We have 13 people watching. I wanted to hear, okay, Sandy has something to say. Yeah, it was really interesting. Thank you for this broadcast. Thanks, Mercy. Thanks, Alex, for sharing. Hope it will inspire African talent to become more agile in the way they run their businesses. Absolutely. That's the goal of this conversation. To start a conversation, hopefully it inspires everyone. So that's the only way we can change Africa. We need to have conversation. Agile is about conversation. It's all about talking. It's all about collaboration. It's all about participation. It's all about self-organizing. It's all about everything. It's about the mindset, about the heart set. So I still want to hear more feedback. Feedback, they say, is the breakfast for champions. Feedback, they say, is the breakfast for champions. What are your highlights from today's conversation? Please share. It would help us a lot. What are your highlights from today's conversation? It's important to know, to hear from you that this was impactful. Okay, maybe I could change the question. Was this session beneficial to you?
In Scrum, we have something called the feedback loops. So it's, those opportunities to get feedback. So you talk to your stakeholder or customer and he tells you, yeah, this was great because this was great because I liked this thing. Or this was not so great because you could have done this better. And it helps you improve your backlog, improve your list of things to do. And the next time you improve and you get better and better at this. So hopefully we'll get more of that. Yeah.
Indeed. Thank you so much. So it's important. We want your feedback. Let us know. What did we do so well?
Don't be afraid. Tell us.
Don't be afraid. Just tell us. What did we do so well? What didn't we answer well? What was more confusing to you? What are we not doing great? What can we do better? Because on Friday, I have Scrum Daddy coming on call. I'm going to flag his banner shortly. He's coming to join us and to share his experience. He's been in this industry forever, but
Scrum Daddy is doing great things in Ghana, by the way. So I'm looking forward.
I know, right?
Great guy.
He's going to be here on Friday, so I'll flash his banner in a little bit once he loads up, so we can all see. That's it. He's going to be here. Today is actually his birthday. I didn't even know.
Hey, happy birthday, sugar.
Kwaku Apoma is going to be here on Friday. So be tuned. He has helped a lot of people to navigate their journey to being agilist. Guys, all I can do is start a conversation. You have to be willing to be part of that conversation. I can't do it alone. We all need to talk. We all need to share this message and become agile evangelists, agile ambassadors, no matter where you are. He's in Benin. He's in Montreal. He has gone to Benin just to run, impact some lives. He's having a session very soon on Friday. And I'd like you to speak to what you're doing. Yes.
You went there. So I'm super excited to work with Scrum.org to bring Scrum to Africa. I know there are already a lot of companies bringing Scrum training in Africa, and that's fine. We're just bringing something different. So really honored and really happy to work with the team in Scrum.org. Nothing official, of course, just discussions with agilists here in Africa, starting in Benin. We'll move to Senegal later in a few days. So yeah, looking forward to meeting agilists here in the French-speaking part of Africa, and hopefully one day visit Nigeria. Haven't been there yet, so looking forward to that.
Don't worry, I've given you a first-class ticket in my sleep, in my dream. You'll manifest in no time.
I would
You'll
love
be
that.
coming to Nigeria in no short distance. But I sincerely appreciate you guys. I don't know if anybody has feedback for us. It's important. Oh, there's some information there. Okay, my take is that Agile is a lifestyle. Absolutely, Franca. Thank you. It is a
Great, Franca.
lifestyle. It
Yes, it
changes
is.
everything that you do. Absolutely, Alex. Alex is so inspiring. Mercy, you asked very insightful question. Thank you. I know I still can do better. What else? Louise Da, very rewarding as a session, a very rewarding session, I'm sure. I would like to learn Agile. You got this. Thank
You
you.
got this.
Yeah, please.
That's true. You got this, Mercy. You got this. Yeah.
I got this. Thank you.
Yeah.
We actually have an open house coming up in October, and Alex has an open house as well on Friday. He's going to be streaming, and I'd like you to follow Alex as well. I'm going to flash his name. His name is there on his handle. So let me just show his face alone, so you can see. Connect with him on Instagram. Let me take Sandra. That is Alex Gbaguidi. Did I get it right?
It's all right. It's Bagidi. But feel free to connect.
So he's on LinkedIn. You can connect with him if you have any questions.
Yeah, on LinkedIn, on Twitter, on Instagram. Yeah, I'm on all platforms. So always
It's Alex Gbaguidi on Instagram. On LinkedIn, you can find him and you'll connect with him right there. Okay? Yeah. And so he has a live broadcast for the Francophone. If you can't speak French, I wish you the best. Okay, I'm going to be there. I can't speak French, but I can't wait. I love French. Je voudrais français, mais pas
un peu. Français, merci. Tu parles bien français.
Un peu français. Merci. So Franca says, thanks Alex and Mercy for being Agile evangelists. I love that. Thank you. Thank you so much. Dr. Bola says, Agile is also adding value to your clients. That's why it's the #1 manifesto. Customer interaction over contract negotiation. Number one. So we need to take note of that. So, in the words of my heart, maybe let me borrow it from what's that show again called? What's that game show that it called?
Which one?
I bid you to go become Agile evangelists in your family, in your businesses, in your community, in the way you think. Go and adopt it. What's your last words, Alex, please?
Hey, you know what? What I would say is stay curious, stay humble, and just go get it. Act on it. You got this. That's it.
Thank you so much. Merci beaucoup. I really appreciate
Thanks for having me. Thank you so much. Really.
Everything. Oh, somebody's saying French now. Merci.
Hey, merci, Franca.
Merci beaucoup. Merci. He said you're an handsome guy, Alex. Also doing an handsome job. I appreciate your answer. Thank you, Wale. Thank you, Wale. Thank you, guys, for this session. In my opinion, I think talent like you still have a lot to do in promoting Agile in Africa. Indeed, it's a lot of work. Wale, you're welcome to join the journey. Oh, yeah. We can't do it alone. We can't. We have an uphill battle. So, merci beaucoup. Please learn French, my oui. Oui, je sais. Immédiatement. Listen, Sandy, I've actually registered. I registered with Alliance Française. I went to study French in Paris in 2006, yeah? I love French so much. Moi, Je t'aime. J'adore français. J'adore, très, très j'adore. I love French. I must learn it. It's a must. It's a mission for me to learn French. It is. Merci beaucoup. Please learn French. I said I will. I will. Already have a French accent. Merci.
Look at you, BPC. Oh boy.
Thanks, Mercy, for making Agile very interesting to behold. Thank you for being part of this. You are my stakeholder. Without you, this show would not work. Your participation means everything. So without you, Sevresa, wait. Oh, she's one of my students.
There you go. There you go, Franca.
Alex show tomorrow. I'll share the link so you can translate to me. You traduce for me, right? So please, thank you so much, Alex. I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much for having me.
Everything to me. Thank you. Let's keep preaching the Agile way. Let's keep doing our own little way in our little pocket that we can. At the end of the day, we will change the story of Africa. I believe it with everything that I hold here. I do believe it. And in no distant future, we have a lot of agilists that we will produce, that will take the game and change the game for everyone. So thank you so much. Let me do a quick selfie. A quick selfie. So Alex, don't go. We're going to do our retro and evaluate our session while we end the broadcast. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for being part of today. I appreciate it greatly. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you, everyone. It was great. Bye.